Quest Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of The Body in Nightingale Park by Nick Louth, narrated by Marston York. Chapter 1. Saturday. Craig Gillard lifted the last of the packing cases out of the van and carried them up the garden path into the hall of his new home. Resting the box on top of another, he sighed and wiped his brow. It was 6 o'clock and already dark, the February air chill and damp. Sam would be over in her car with the last of the essential items for the birth of their baby, due in a week. She had been adamant that she did not want to bring their child up in their old semi, with Gillard's awful Aunt Trish living opposite. So they had put the house on the market just before Christmas, and encouraged by the level of interest and some positive early viewings, had themselves put in an offer on a delightful and already vacant place in a leafy street in Guildford. It all made sense, much closer to work for both of them, and putting a good 25 miles between their child and the baleful influence of Trish. He went into the kitchen, grabbed a can of lager and returned to the doorstep. As he swigged from the can, he looked out at the silhouetted roofs and chimneys of Parkmead Crescent, a pleasant, tree-lined street of 1930s mock Tudor homes, sloping gently down towards Nightingale Park. That at least was what the estate agent's brag sheet had said, and it was true as far as it went. However, Gillard, being in the business, was aware that there had in the last couple of years been 2 serious sexual assaults in the park. A casual mention of this fact during their second visit to see the home had secured a small but not insignificant discount to the price of the house. It was just as well, because they had not yet sold the old place and had secured a bridging loan of a frightening size. Once their child was born, Sam would pretty much have to go back to work immediately her maternity leave finished. They needed the money. Gillard listened, and heard only the faint noise of the traffic in the distance and the reversing beeps of some lorry on the main road. Just 3 days before they moved in, there had been a third attack in the park. He'd said nothing to Sam of the details he'd heard at work. This time, a 17-year-old girl was dragged into the bushes and raped. It was a similar MO to the previous attacks. There was no place in this world that was 100% safe, but part of him felt that this was a case of frying pans and fires. For the average resident of this area, particularly women, hearing of another attack would provoke anxiety and fear. There was nothing that they could easily do.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?